the sun and the moon. This other stuff is going on right behind them. You got the sun and the moon walking in front of the parade, but right up on them is Venus and Jupiter, and that's going to be lovely. There are a lot of big things coming, and these four are in the forefront of it. But now this is going to go on and on. Another thing I'll get into in a minute is about Chiron. That's a whole other thing.
I want to welcome everyone to this new moon podcast and journey. And we have so much to talk about and discuss today. It's been a crazy life, but I want to definitely welcome everybody that's joined us. Hi, Audrey. And of course, Mickey, thank you for being here.
Hi. This is one heck of a day, I'll tell you. Oh,
Mickey, I'm just going to let you have the floor.
That's where I belong right now. On the floor. Well, this is I don't know if I could say good news and bad news. It's really mostly good news. It's just that some people might take the seriousness of it as being bad. It's not. It's just that you're going to have to behave in a certain way. We have two very important planets that have decided to walk arm in arm lockstep. And one of them is Jupiter, and one of them is Venus.
And they're both wonderful planets.
They're wonderful. So we've got two very good friends who have nice personalities who've gotten together and said, let's go have a beer, and the other one says, like Venus says, no, make it champagne. But honey, big old Jupiter, the sign with the warriors and the philosophy and all the great masters and blah, blah, blah. Jupiter's about expansion and let's do stuff big. And of course, you can drink a whole lot more beers for a tenner than you can champagne. So, okay, they'll probably end up having both if I know either of them. But it's very, very nice, in other words. And there's a definite lift in actually it's not exactly the new moon yet, but you got a 3-day lead in. So to anything that happens, there's a leading up to when it's what we call exact. Hey, it's really right there. It's like before you get home, you get almost to your door, but you've got to pass a couple of neighbors before you get up to your own door. And then it's real. You're home then, but you were almost home, built up to, okay, now I'm home. And then you come out and close the door and go continue down the street, but you're getting further away from home. So you've got to build up, a bang, and then a subsiding of being at home, that kind of thing. So both of these are about big issues. As I said before, Jupiter is all about expansion. It rules philosophy because philosophy expands your knowledge and your mind and therefore changes your personality, Jupiter is just a wonderful, wonderful plethora of massive energy coming that helps whatever it is you need help with. Whatever needed a burst of energy, and suddenly the light goes on and says, oh, I should be doing such and such and such. Well, there you have it. And then Venus says, oh, that's so lovely. It makes me feel so good. I want to go help somebody. I want to go sweeten something. You know what I mean? So these are great planets to be doing anything, and we should all be very, very grateful. They're what's called conjunct, which means they're right on top of each other. And that's always a great thing. Well, I shouldn't say it's always a great thing. Some of the bad planets, when they get tight together, they don't behave. But in this case, when you have planets with a certain kind of kind energy, like when it's the moon, and since this is an occasion of the two biggest importance, where it's the sun and the moon, this other stuff is going on right behind them. You got the sun and the moon walking in front of the parade, but right up on them is Venus and Jupiter, and that's going to be lovely. There are a lot of big things coming, and these four are in the forefront of it. But now this is going to go on and on. Another thing I'll get into in a minute is about Chiron. That's a whole other thing. But in the meantime, we have to think about our possessions. Has anybody noticed that suddenly the things you own are right in the forefront of what's going on? Anything that you own, the things, quote unquote, some of them will suddenly wear out and you've got to buy a brand new one, whatever it is. How about you, Audrey? Have you felt a kind of way of having to think about things in the house or things outside the house?
Yes. The electrical
Yes.
part of the house.
Well, Kate,
Absolutely.
My electrical stuff started acting up right before we went on. An hour before. It was one thing after another.
Yeah.
And it was electrical. It followed me into the room to put my hair up and all that stuff too. All kinds of stuff started happening in that room, and they were all electrical.
So, okay.
But what kinds of things, Audrey?
Well, we put in a backup generator, and I think it's the power is being overloaded. We keep losing the TV. We keep losing Wi-Fi. So we got the electrician, a different electrician here to fix what the first guy didn't do correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Hopefully it works.
Yeah.
But that might be the good part, where you finally got someone who really is going to do good, fix it right, expansively. Now, it may cost a little more than you meant for it to.
A little extra, yes.
That's going to come in. I guarantee it, because Jupiter's all about big, It's going to add a little something to whatever you thought the situation was. But if you want it to be what you want it to be, you have to go with the flow, the new flow.
100%. Yes.
That's wonderful. Just be on the lookout, because it's going to get better, and it's going to be better for at least 2 weeks till the next, big moon harmonic. But when we start to talk about Chiron, there's some very long-lasting things. Chiron, where it is now, it's just coming to a place where it's going to start adding a lot more, but it's going to be there until 2033. So that's what we call long-lasting.
It is.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I put it in my notes or not. There's also a lot of energy coming about with what Neptune is doing. It's not so much an observable, active thing at the moment, but way behind the scenes. It was doing something when we had the full moon, but that's still going on in the background. So that's not bad. Neptune adds, how can I put it? Taking in a lot of energy and using it. It's a very psychic planet. It's all about airy-fairy stuff, So there are going to be psychic things happening, a lot of psychic stuff. But they're not big. They're not going to change the flow of your general everyday life. It's just stuff that's happening in the background that's woo-woo, as we call it, But it's going to be there for, I think it said 7 years.
Oh, okay. So a lot of these are very long-term things, whereas we're kind of used to like Mercury retrograde. It's very quick,
Yeah, it's the fastest planet of them all. But
right.
When that happens, we're kind of spoiled, because we're used to, when you say all the fast stuff, fast planets, That's because they're the what we call the inner planets. They're the ones close inside our circle of planets toward the sun. But
Mhm.
when you get to the real slow ones, the influence lasts a long time, but it's a lot quieter because they're further out.
Okay.
Like
All right.
Neptune, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are the most out at the edge.
Mhm.
You see Pluto being the furthest of all.
Mhm.
But if I'm not mistaken, its influence is 227 years or something like that to go all the way around. It lasts a long time. When
Yeah.
you read for someone and you start to explain their Pluto, it is always saying you're in a generation of. Hello, Martin. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Martin.
I'm good.
See how we all started brightening up when you showed up? We're grinning.
It's good to have more people.
It always happens, though. I mean, Martin's on the set and everybody goes, wee! Telltale influence.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Oh,
I'm
God.
happy to see all of you.
What did you
I'm
say?
happy to see all of you.
Oh, we are too. We're happy to see you. It's always great when you join us. We were just talking about how great it is that Venus and Jupiter are clicking together. They're conjunct, so that means, they're right together and they're marching along down. Remember we talked about we have to hold hands, and lock arms, and walk down our path without looking from one side to the other. Just keep going. Just breathe and keep going and support each other and that kind of thing. Well, that's kind of what's going on right now. You could call this a period of manifestation, you know, um, like through a porthole. Okay, we talked about, what do you call it? I never remember the name of it. The big circle that you walk through, that you step through. It's a
The
porthole.
vortex?
Huh?
The vortex?
Vortex. There you go. I'm saying portal, but it's a vortex.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, there's so much happening back and forth, back and forth. There are people coming from that side to this one and from this side to that one, and they're crossing and crossing and crossing. So there's a lot of manifestation going on. Now, you can be part of it. You can actually manipulate some of it if you want to. Or if you decide to just sit back and watch what's going on, there's a lot going on, you know?
Yeah.
There's a big, big way to touch the other side right now, you know? Oh, I thought that was you. Well, it was short and sweet. I am very deeply psychic. Scorpio is a psychic sign, but I have it 5 times. So when something triggers that Scorpio energy of being very open to messages from the other side, then it causes a big, big, big earthquake in my chart, in my psyche, you know. And I decided today that part of why it's so hard to get me to do any channeling or anything anymore is because it rocks my personality. So it really rocks my reality. And it's very difficult to close off from it, you know?
Yeah.
So I tend not to get into it. But today, it opened whether I like it or not. It's like, I don't care about you trying to, we've got to come through. We got something to say. So that's what my afternoon was. And when I tried to gear down to get ready to come here, they all followed me into the other room. Well, wait a minute, and I'm like, look, I got stuff to do. Yeah, well, we got something to do too. And I couldn't believe it. Lights flickered off and on. I have a lighted makeup mirror, and it went way up and then way down and then way up. I'm creating a kaleidoscope on my face. I just gave up. I said, okay, we'll do the bare minimum, and slap on some lipstick and eyebrow pencil and stop. So I got out of Dodge, or as they say, I got the hell out of Dodge, and hoped that it would stop. Um, I realized that we each have an opportunity to be a lot more active in
Yeah.
reacting with the energies. And even me, I mean, I trained for many years for astrology, but I have not done as much with it as I could in the last 20 years, and I realized that I'm not the same as that anxious student who was reading every book they could find. And, like with the tarot, I was spreading 10 or 20 times a day. Oh, look at this. Oh, I wonder what it's going to say about that. But then I went into a phase where I was chilled out and living and, just watching the stuff that came up in my life. But I wasn't actively trying to manipulate all those astrological energies. So I was told today to tell each of you, okay, time's up. There's things you got to do. And I don't mean big stuff, but it was saying, where am I? First of all, more than anything else, as you get on this journey to try and actually experience your own power, okay, in a slightly bigger way. And so you very, very much need, as it said exactly, it said get serious about cleaning out all capital letters, all that does not serve you. Now, you've heard me mentioning that before. But some of us have not. We've done maybe one little thing after we were together and talked about it. But we didn't continuously clean house spiritually. And especially with Jupiter that we're dealing with now, it's all about expansion. But it can't bring some things in if you've got a room full of junk. Okay? So we're being admonished, especially in light of the nature of our little group. Okay? And it led me to go back and look at some of the Sethian principles. And the fact that Seth's main thing was, hey, go create something. You have the power. Go do it. Go create. I'm telling you it's possible. And I'm telling you, you can make it into whatever you want to make it into. But you see, that means if it's even slightly outside the realm of what everybody else is doing, then we're slow to go and get those little pieces that are more obscure, but they have a lot of power. So we're not bothering. And that's what the admonition was about. Hey, do you remember who you are and why we're together? Go do something. Okay? And it says, start here. Many times a day, say to yourself, as you're walking through your house, you look at any one thing that's sitting there on the shelf or a knick-knack or a lamp or whatever it is, everything you see in your world, when you see it, you glance at it and say, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. You don't have to do any more than that. Start by doing that several times a day. And that's the important part. We talked about starting your day when you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, oh, I love you, and blah, blah, blah. This isn't like that. This is not you facing yourself. This is you appreciating everything that's in the room. Now, if there's something that you hesitate to say it to, get it out of there. That's your signal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a clean house. And the act of us being together and being powerful will be greatly enhanced. But we have to participate. And the admonition was, don't forget who you are as a group of friends and people who have come together for a very positive spiritual purpose. Okay, we're Sethis, and we have to remember that. We were saying, Martin, that there are a lot of things that will be happening where the stuff that doesn't serve us is going to come up. There are there's a lot of electronic energy out there right now. and I was asking each person, have you had a lot of little strange things pop up and go on, either turn on and turn off and all of that kind of thing? Have you experienced that in the last week or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had something weird happen at work again.
Ah,
Do tell.
yeah, what was that?
It happened at the registers again. And,
Oh,
we get an employee discount with our purchases there. And of course, I put that in, and it gave me a Christmas discount.
oh,
I got a huge, it's like, wait a minute, I should have worn that. So I brought it to their attention and said that I had no idea how that happened.
oh, yeah,
Just, oh, what's going on here? Yeah, I got a big whopping discount.
that's the Jupiterian influence, the bigness, expand everything.
And they're really scratching their heads, but I said, well, I'll be gone for 2 days, so you have plenty of time to figure it out.
Thank you very much, and I'll see you later.
Don't you love it when tech works in your favor?
Yeah. Oh God. Well, that's kind of what's going to be happening a lot in the next 2 weeks. Stuff will just suddenly appear. Things you didn't anticipate. They may not be huge. You may not win the great big 100,000 lottery, but then you might find a 20 or 50 on the street as you're walking by. The thing is to be very, very aware. That's what we're trying to teach ourselves. We're mainly trying to be spiritually aware, but with this Jupiter Venus thing, be aware of any good thing that's loitering in your periphery and you're not paying attention, you didn't notice. You have to glance at the floor every now and then and see what's on it. I discovered some money I didn't even know I had, and it was in my phone. You know how they have these little slots for you to put your credit cards in on the other side of your phone? I tried to put a card in, I couldn't get it to go in, and it kept getting stuck. And when I reached my hand down in there, I had wadded up some bills of money and stuck them in there, and they had slipped down so much you couldn't see it. So I had to pull that out in order to get the card in, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this. I love it. But don't forget that many times a day, and I'm quoting the message I got, and it said many times a day, just simply as you're passing something in the room, say, oh, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had a certain kind of energy when you brought it in. There's a history about the little things in the room, and each one of them, you may not constantly think about it, but if you're trying to tell someone you just met, oh, there's a reason why I have that there. I got that one day when, finish the sentence. But if you don't have a pleasant association with seeing it, it's telling you something. It's not bad. The thing hasn't become bad. It's just no longer putting out the energy that it was in your life for in the first place. And everything has an influence, or it wouldn't be there. Okay? So pay attention. And you are to say, I am open and ready to receive all of the information I need to move forward and to blossom in all areas of my life. And with your help, Kate, I think we put that in a meme and stick it on the website or the, Facebook or whatever, so you can see it again and be reminded of what it says. I don't expect you to remember it now, but if
I can do that.
A little thing that says, I am open and ready to receive all the information I need to move forward and blossom in all areas of my life. And I loved it. When it came through, I had such a wonderful feeling washing over me of positive energy and everything. I said, oh, I can't wait to tell them this. Many of our deeply psychic people receive the weight of energy that's all around everything. You know, when you become psychic, you pick up on a lot of stuff that others may not even think about. But that stuff sometimes is very heavy. When you feel something, when you detect some energy, sometimes it's very heavy stuff. And the problem is that with a psychic self, you're picking up so much so often that it starts to get you down. You get really weighted down with it. And since we're talking about Jupiter influence, it's about big stuff, big energy, big, everything has to be expanded more. It's just not quite enough. Oh, that's happening, good. We'll multiply that or whatever. So if you have any tendency to be receptive a lot, you know, to be psychic, to pick up on stuff, you may do astrology, you may do the tarot, you may do all kinds of things. Now, I wanted to tell you, when you're talking about the tarot, the planet that's doing a whole bunch is called the Hierophant. He's the number 5 of the big cards, of the major arcana, we call it. But that's the Hierophant. He's a very wise and powerful magician, you know. And that's the Jupiter influence. And then right after the big 5 is the big 6, which is who is walking with him right now. And that's the Venus energy. That's number 6. And it's important. I'm bringing it up. It's important because when you look at it, I mean, I have it in the book here. I could show you, but I doubt if you can see it. I don't know. This one right here. Okay? And
Yep.
that is a guy in the middle. And he's with a woman, but he's with 2. And when you look at them, they're very different. One is very elegant and dressed beautifully, and the other one looks quite like a slut. Okay? So he has a big decision to make. Which one, since they both attract you, which one are you going to be wise enough to explore and experience with? And that's what we're told. Venus is about temptation, you know. There's another card who's really, it is called temptation. But Venus, because it's all about this love energy, you know, that carries a certain thing with it. So you've got to make a choice. When you're flooded with all that sexual energy, that profoundness of wanting something, then you have to watch out what you're asking for, because when you get it, there's this whole bunch of experiences that goes with it. And we are supposed to be wise. Jupiter studies what people believe in. It's philosophy, but it's also the law. And those laws are there because supposedly they're going to profoundly help you figure out what path you should walk. Because if you walk on this edge or that edge, then you'll get in trouble. So it's all about, what do you know how to be straight with? You know, if you've got to make choices in life, you can't just jump out there and do everything that attracts you. Take a good look at it. So discernment and the ability to figure out what you believe is boosted by all that great love energy, sweetness in life, but you have to learn how to control it. And that's the message for this whole thing that we're in called life. Can you learn enough to help yourself have a better experience? You know, I know, Kate, you've spent an enormous amount of time doing just that. Studying, learning, helping, etc. You know, what are some of the things that you've done recently that have reached out to help others or train others or boost their knowledge of whatever, you know? What kinds of things are calling you right now?
Well, for me, I do a lot of Reiki for a lot of people for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's situational, sometimes it's very personal. But, you know, I send to people for situations for the highest and greatest good, right? No, no expectations, right? It's like that unconditional love. It's loving without expectations. Well, the healing is the same way. It is sending healing without any expectation.
That's so important. That part you put on the end, that's the nut of it. Without expectation.
Right.
You know,
If you have expectation, what I have found is it doesn't work that well. Because you're putting the ego part into it, and really the ego has no place in it.
Well, it's important hearing you say that because you're Leo, and that's all about the ego, you know.
Yeah.
And how to manage it.
But you know, there's a truth and a knowing and trusting that this is in fact the way the universe works. So, yeah.
I love it. I love those principles that are to be found within Reiki. You know, it took me a long time, decades, to actually participate. It was brought to my attention in my 20s, and I was even shown exactly how well it works. The lady who demonstrated it, it was immediate, it was profound, and I completely walked away. So it wasn't until I met you that I took it seriously. And then when you showed me what it was about, I was struck. You know, I mean, it's really powerful, and I love that.
It is.
And a person wouldn't expect that from you because you have such a very, very gentle vibration. And honey, that's not all Leo for sure. That must be your rising sign or something, toning the Leo down, because it is the ego, you know. But when I met you, I was so shocked at the power that was literally at your command, because it's so quiet.
But it's when there's a trust and a knowing. So unlike a lot of psychically woo-woo people, I did not hear things, I didn't see things, I didn't feel things. So I just trusted and I believed. So I can't tell you how important it is, your belief system, and to go over that and to look at what you do believe. And the beliefs that serve you, wonderful. But those beliefs that don't serve you, you just need to let them go. You know, just like Nikki's talking about in your house. You don't need to hold on to beliefs that don't serve you. So when you believe thoroughly, you can let the ego step aside and just let everything work.
I think that's a little bit harder to understand than people think. I mean, you know, when you're going to actually work on your ego, because it's your ego. You know, it's going to fight you and say, no, but I. That's the ego.
And, you know, Nikki, not only am I a Leo, but I'm also very analytical.
Yes.
And that those two pieces together make it very difficult. But because when I first started all this, Reiki was the first opening to the psychic world for me. And I didn't know how it worked. So I had to just believe that it worked. And it did. So that belief system, and eventually the feelings came and the other things came. But it's very easy for me now to just step out of the way because that's the way it works the best.
Exactly. That's what you taught me. And I didn't grasp it at first. It took quite a while. How long ago did you teach me Reiki? It's been at least 2 years.
Oh, it's been more than that. I would say 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay.
Yeah, because we've been together for 6 now.
Right.
Because we met in 2020, right? All 4 of us met in 2020 during COVID, right? That's what kickstarted all this. And so it was shortly after that. It might even have been 5 years ago.
Well, the first 2, it took that long for me to start to understand how to do what you just said.
Jack was still with us.
Yes, and I was so busy being concerned about being a carer that I guess that had a big influence on how I chose what was important for my attention.
Right. And when that August came and he was able to feel all of the energy, I think, that is proof is in the seeing, in the believing. Proof
Right.
is, you see the results, and it was nothing short of a miracle. What
It
happened.
was. It was. Oh, he bragged about his fan club, his New York ladies that were his fan club.
Well, we all love him.
Well, he certainly loved you too, and everybody. He was just really profoundly affected by the fact that someone could send him as much energy, because he could feel it. He knew it worked.
Yeah.
And we were all shocked at how much better he became all of a sudden. When the energy would get really bad, and you'd say, okay, we're going to send you some energy, Jack, and bam, he'd be better within a few minutes.
Wow.
That was profound. But it took me a lot of actually profound attention energy to step aside and wait and see what the Reiki energy, how it was coming in and what that felt like. So I started to learn that I could recede, I should say, more and more. The ego backed off.
Yeah.
And I started to really see it working, so I have a lot of respect for it. Now I still want to go further, but the part you gave me is so interesting.
And really, once you get to Reiki 2, that's all anyone ever needs, because,
Yeah.
and really people only really need Reiki 1.
No, 2 made a big difference for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Beautiful.
I think.
But the belief system is the most important thing. If
Right.
you don't believe, it's not going to happen. It's just like Audrey said in the beginning. She was certain that she was going to catch this cold. And sure enough, she did. Belief system is everything. And Seth talked about that all the time.
All the time.
Pay attention to your beliefs. We used to call it belief busting.
Yes.
And we would catch each other with, oh, is that a belief? Oh, why do you believe that? Is it serving you? How can we make it better? Right? So many of our beliefs came with us when we were born. They don't serve me anymore. Not at all.
Well, that process of growing up where you've got parents telling you and blah, 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 but when someone shakes their finger, beware. Because they're passing something they feel strongly about to you. And you can either go like that, or you can say, oh, okay, mommy. That thing of being a parent is so important because everything about you gets taken in and copied. And you won't even realize how much of what you think and believe is not yours.
Most of it isn't yours.
But it's through your examination that you are to catch these things that don't serve you. Right. They might have served them very well, but they were in a different time.
Well, and they might have served you at one time too. That doesn't mean you have to keep it forever.
Right. Exactly. That's kind of hard to accept though, because there's a guilt that goes along with getting rid of the things that were passed to you, especially by parents.
That is a belief if I ever heard one.
Yeah. I agree. See, there's Venus.
I love the little smooching there.
Yeah, there's Venus.
Yep, that's the Venus coming right in.
Oh, that was cute. Oh, I loved it. It showered the rest of us with that energy.
Yep.
I felt all of that.
Lot of love.
I love it. Ooh, that added to our session. Thank him for us too.
Yes.
I will. He went downstairs.
Oh, see? This is what you get flooded with just because he's going to leave your presence.
See, now, Mickey, that's what I was thinking of when you were saying you took 20 years off. Well, that's because you fell in love.
That's true. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. Oh, that's when I suddenly dropped everything.
That's right. And I can't say as I blame you at all.
No, that's so true.
And then at the end, you found it all again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very rewarding to know that this side of things exists. I have several times in the last 2 weeks said, sometimes out loud and sometimes just inside of me, I have thanked Seth for being available to my psyche, my person, my spiritual self in this lifetime. Because when you think of it, there are literally billions of souls within that 8 billion that will never even hear about Seth.
True.
Okay, and that makes me wonder about, now all the things he told us are working, and they're at work in those lives, but they're not in a space, they didn't create a space that included them finding out why everything was happening. And that's really profound. That's been coming at me for 2 weeks. Don't forget, remember, this came, I'll be thinking something or talking to somebody about something and realize, ooh, I got that from Seth. People have even asked me, well, what made you believe that? Well, why do you say that? And it's, oh yeah, I got this from Seth. That's in book such and such. But I mostly can't say it to them. They're not ready to receive that. They just...
I say to everybody, I don't care if they're ready or not.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
That would be the Leo in me.
Yes. Yes. But I was reminded by not necessarily Seth himself, but a lot of other Sethian beings and people who are watching us and trying to be around and send us good energy and so forth. But there were a lot of spirits who have been reminding me in the last 6 months, really, but especially in the last 2 weeks. I've had a lot of someone's come to me and remind me, don't forget how important it is and how lucky you are to be not only aware of Seth, because I was since 73, but it's these last 5 years where it's become important because we're together. And I'm so aware of the energy of the 5 of us, one of whom is not here today, but that 5 is important. That's the first card I told you about, the Hierophant, and he's wisdom. So we have to take it seriously. That was another admonition I was given today. Take it seriously that we're very blessed. Very, very blessed. Now, what we do with that is up to us. We can't ever forget the power that we have as a unit. And 5 is an extremely magical number. Extremely. One of the most magical. The 10 is all change, direct change, instant change, things that suddenly become something else. But that's 2 5s. That's 2 powerful 5 people or spirits or energy sources who've gotten together to create big change. And we have the 5 right now and the 6, which is also important, but in a very different way. Not so much numerically, the different 5. But the 5 and the 6, 2 of the most important cards in the whole tarot, are together trying to teach us something, trying to manipulate our powerful spiritual energy so that it works for us more efficiently. It's up to us to know that and accept it, So I just wanted to put that out there and appreciate us as a group, because there are many other Sethian groups, but some of them have some very different energy. And I didn't stay long. So I found it was very much more profound that we created our own energy. And we don't have all that yada, yada, yada backbiting. Well, what makes you think that? Well, why would you even say that? We don't even go there.
Right.
When people join and they come in and look at what we're doing, they're coming in and noticing there's a certain vibe here that's, we're not having all that other stuff, and people are not met with a confrontational environment, you know. So I have a lot of appreciation for each of you. I do. I mean, in case I haven't said it, you've got to understand how much I really appreciate each of you. I'm so grateful that you're in my life. I'm grateful that we're together, whenever we are. And twice a month is great.
3 times this month.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, it's really true. The impact of your selfhood is very, very detectable and discernible to me. And there are times when each of your faces pop up in my day or my week. Depending on what's happening, I will see your image, and it radiates an energy that helps with whatever I'm trying to grapple with right then. And I think of you, especially you, Audrey. You come to me in different ways. I will notice little things that you clicked on and whatnot. And then I take a look at, well, now, what was this you clicked on? Something I put out there, and then you saw it and click, like, ooh, like. And it matters when I see that.
Yeah.
It really does.
Sure.
So I thank you. I really thank you for that. So, but we are a very powerful group. And I really, really relish the energy, I break for us.
Ditto. Hey, I wanna share something too. I don't know if anybody noticed, but Mickey very sneakily snuck in tarot and astrology together. Not to mention numerology.
There's a reason for that.
There is a reason for that. Go ahead and tell them, Mickey.
No, you go ahead if you want.
Well, Mickey is working on a tarot class that will include astrology. And she's going to have an intro, and the intro will be free, but mandatory if you're going to take the rest of the class. But I am so excited that we're working on this together. She's still putting it together, but it's going to happen, and I'm excited about it.
It's almost finished. It's
Right.
just a few days now. We got to work out the graphics.
Okay.
So that when I speak about, there are things like when I tried to show you one of the cards, I need to be able to have the screen suddenly show you that card, so you can understand it better. But the main thing, my opening sentence is that the tarot and astrology are the exact same thing. That's what we'll be working on, an understanding of that. Because you don't often hear that. People study each one separately and never combine the two, and don't realize that each one is half of a couple. One is the feminine study and one is the masculine study. One is all about intuition and one is all about fact. So that's what I really want to stress. I look forward to that class. I really do.
I look forward to it too, very much. And I would be the tech part, so I will put together whatever it is you need. So Mickey and I work really closely together when we're not on here together.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not lying together.
Yeah. Or we just have to call each other to commiserate about our days.
That's good.
Yes, that's so true.
Well, what does anybody think? I mean, really, it's 2:28. It just turned 2:28 here. Should we move to the journey? Think we're ready for the journey?
I don't know about anybody else, but I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna jump into some grounding and some healing, and I don't know. We'll see what else Spirit brings in. I would like everybody to just settle into your place and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Beautiful. Now I just want you to relax. Lay back. Just settle into your seat. We're going to start with some breath. So I want you to focus on all the parts of the body that I mentioned. So breathe in energy from your scalp. And on the exhale, release any tensions that are being held there. And keep doing this on the inhale. Take it in, observe. On the exhale, release tension. Your face, your jaw, your neck, your shoulder, your arms, your hands and fingers, your chest, your back, your belly, your hips, your buttocks, your thighs, knees, calves, ankles, your feet, and your toes. And with that, your entire body is relaxed, is peaceful. Now, let's do the 3 to 1 count together. Breathe in. And on the exhale, 3, 3, 3. Again. 2, 2, 2. Inhale again. 1, 1, 1. Beautiful. You are now in a calmer, relaxed state of mind. We are entering the alpha, a place of meditation of where we want to go in our journey. Now I want you to visualize that you're standing at the top of a staircase and there are 10 steps down into your heart space. Your heart space is warm and inviting. It is where we have created our meditation room, our lab, and where you will find the quantum door. So I would like for you to hold on to the rail and walk down the steps slowly with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are now standing in our meditation room, facing our quantum door. Now, this quantum door opens outward, and I'm going to count to 3, and on that count of 3, the door will open out. But before I do this, I want you to intend that you are wrapped in a beautiful golden cocoon. This cocoon holds all your light, the beautiful light of your higher self and your Godhood. This golden bubble is your protection. It is your love. It allows all good energies in, but it does not allow anything in that does not serve you. And know that you can leave anything that doesn't serve you outside of this bubble. All right. On the other side of the quantum door is going to be a very magical place. This magical place will be something that as soon as the door opens, you will recognize. And we'll walk through it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The door is open, and we can walk through to this magical place, this quantum world that is here just for us. Beautiful. Now, as we're looking around in this beautiful quantum world, we see a light in the distance, and we start walking towards that light. And as we get closer and closer, we can see that it's like a dome, a light of a dome. We get closer and it gets bigger and bigger. And as we're standing right in front of this dome of light, we are still wrapped in our golden cocoon. And I'm going to ask that you now drop away anything that isn't serving you right now. I would like for you to leave behind any beliefs that you have that aren't serving you. Not to worry, because if you want, you can pick them up on your way back. But for now, for this experience, just leave them right outside your golden cocoon. Drop away all your fears. Drop away your sadness. Drop away your grief. Drop away any walls that you have built. Now, you should be left in this golden cocoon as an infant. Pure, light, happiness, and joy. That is all that is left in this cocoon. And at this time, we're going to walk and enter the light of the dome of light. Now, you are inside the dome, and I would like for you to ask and intend that all spirits, guides, loved ones, all that is, set, your higher self, whoever it is that wants to reach you for your highest and greatest good, invite them into this dome. And we're going to take quite a lot of time for you to experience and to converse with and to receive whatever messages is here to give you. I will let you know when it's time to say our farewells for now, but you will have plenty of time in this space. Now, as you are still in this beautiful dome of light, I invite you to rest, to sit upon the earth inside this beautiful dome of white light. This light is healing, and your loved ones, spirits, guides are with you, and invite them also to still rest with you. And I would like for you to feel the energy of this white light coming into your crown. And as it travels down your central channel, it travels through your third eye, down to your throat, to your heart, to your solar plexus, your sacral, your root. And from there, the energy finds the earth. And it connects down through your sits bones or the soles of your feet to the earth, the beautiful soil, further and further until it reaches water, crystals, and streams of silver and gold, until finally it reaches the molten core of the earth, at which point anchor the energy there. You are now connected with the light and the earth. And bring your attention back up slowly to the you that is sitting in the dome of light. Feel the grounding sensation, the connection that you have to this earth, this physical realm, as well as the connection you have to the spiritual realm. Just take a few moments to just feel this connection that will never leave you. When you are ready, you can stand up and take this time to thank your loved ones, your spirit guides, all those who are assisting you. We have so much gratitude for their guidance and help and healing. It is time now to leave this dome of light the same way we came in. You are still wrapped in your golden cocoon, and we're now on the outside of the dome of light. And if you want, you can pick up anything you left there, or you can just travel back to the quantum door. And I am going to count to 3, and on the count of 3, the quantum door will again close for now. Know that you can open it anytime you wish. So let's go back in the meditation room. 1, 2, the door is closing, and 3, the door is closed. Now, standing in your meditation room, just take a nice deep breath in through your nose and exhale with a sigh. Congratulate yourself. You have done it. You have left what you wanted to leave. You have received the messages that you wanted to receive. Now, we're going to come back to the here and now. And we can do this by starting to move a little bit, maybe breathing a little deeper. You can stretch your fingers, wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Be back present in the room in which you sit. And I thank each one of you for being with me on this beautiful journey into our dome of light.
I felt all kinds of surges of energy.
And Will Martin's, he's got,
All right.
there he comes, there he is.
Hello.
Hi, everybody's back. So if anybody would like to share, that's fine. If they don't want to share, that's fine too.
I'm still out of it.
Well, I would suggest, drinking some water.
Yeah, I just
Maybe-
did.
Yeah, good. Maybe, if you can, go out and stand on the earth.
Mm.
I just want to say that the actual new moon is, I have my glasses on, I can't see.
Is the 15th?
Well, it's June 14th at 10:54 p.m. on the East Coast. So
Yeah.
for me, it's going to be the 15th.
Right.
For Martin, it'll be 7:54 for you. No, that's not right. It'll be 9:54 for you. You're an hour before us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 9:54 Sunday night. And that's at its peak. So right now we're in the upswing. Yeah. And well, tomorrow I'm going to Lilydale. So I'm going to go to the place where all the ancestors and the spirits live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
As I said, I discovered that one of my most revered astrology experts for the last 35, 40 years,
There you are.
he mentioned that he's going to spend time in Lilydale. So I was
Nice.
astonished.
Well,
Great.
it is known worldwide for just that. It's got such a rich history. Now, our friend Celeste, she's a historian. She knows the history in and out. We should probably get an interview with her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, time goes by fast.
Oh,
know?
girl.
It's like even we were out for 10 minutes and it felt like a lifetime.
It did.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did. When I heard your voice come back in, I'm like, who's that? What? Huh?
I jumped back in.
That's why I just wanted you guys to still just sit there and relax and just rest.
The sensation of getting back on the lighted path, back to the meditation room, that took a long time to get going. I mean, the effort of me leaving.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Well, the beauty of it is it's still there.
Yes, that's what I said as I left. You don't shut that door.
Right, it's for now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Heavens, hello.
Well, look who's here.
Hello, sweet lady.
Hi, Carol.
Hey, Carol.
I thought you would
Hi.
be over with by now.
No.
We just finishing up. So
Yeah.
Carol had a golf tournament today.
How did it go?
It went well. The back nine beat me, and I beat the front nine. So
Oh.
it was not bad.
And it is
I
darn
did
fun.
I did win one skin for $10, so that was pretty
Oh,
good.
that's cool. Yeah. You have a birthday coming up, don't you?
Yeah, pretty soon.
She does.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're sliding into the beginning. We're on the beginning of the slide up to it. So happy birthday. Early,
Thank you.
early.
Yeah.
Hi, Martin. Hi, Audrey.
Hi, Carol.
All right. Since Kate let me know you were still on, I'm jumping in to say hello at least.
So,
Thanks.
well, I thank you all for being here. This was a pretty magical.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole day has been very magical.
Yeah, it was. And it had stages where it got better and better.
It did. It
And
did.
it was my fault that it took me so long to get into it. I mean, I had a very long path that I was walking in my cocoon. And I tried to bring it back with me. It's interesting that when I stepped back through the door, the cocoon popped off. So I realized, okay, you can get it back when you go back, but you can't take it with you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe you can, but I just didn't know how.
But you didn't. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But I enjoyed that.
Nice. I love the golden cocoon. It is our protection, and
I've never
it
experienced that.
Nice.
In all the years, of learning to meditate and so forth, I've never experienced that one. And I like that a lot. That was nice.
I learned it during Reiki, but I don't remember the origin of where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a part of Reiki at all. But I don't remember the origin. And the more I learn from different teachers, I'm forgetting the origin of certain things.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But I know I learned it during Reiki, so it came from my teacher.
There's so many things I learned along the way from various teachers, and they were nice, and I learned. But at this stage in my life, so much of that has melded together as I started to feel my own way of approaching it. So when I'm hearing myself say things, I realize that I didn't invent them.
Correct. Right.
But I have my own way of saying them.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone asked me the other day about a subject, and I gave an answer really quick. And he's like, "Where did you learn that?" I'm like, "I don't know."
No idea.
And I don't know. But then I said it to you, Mickey, and you reiterated that you knew it too. So I'm like, well, it must be a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Where
the
it
thing
came
I
from.
was saying. The
Yeah.
thing we're going to make the meme out of. As I said it, I thought, oh, wait, I've run into that through several teachers. I am ready to receive, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, now you have your own way of saying it.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to send it to me so I have the
I
words,
will.
and I'll make a pretty meme out of it.
Yeah, I thought about that a few minutes ago. I said,
Okay.
oh, I have to type that up and send it to you. I'll put
That
it in
would be
Messenger or
wonderful.
whatever,
But
whatever.
and since Carol and I are leaving for Lilydale tomorrow, I'm going to try really hard to sit here and be a good girl and do the editing and get this one up.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to be back until after the new moon.
Well, it won't matter because this is something for us to use all the time now, and it's not just waiting for it to be exact. This is it's just something, a tool for us to use. And in fact,
And
would be
it can be used, right. It can be used anytime.
right.
That's why when I pull the journeys out, I don't say anything about them. I say what happened in the journey. So this
Right.
one we'll call the Dome of Light.
Oh yeah, I like that. That was really an interesting part too. The things I've gotten or felt with the quantum door.
Yeah.
Gosh, the things we get in there are amazing.
Well, I'd like to ask, was it hard to leave the stuff outside of the dome?
Sort of.
Yeah.
It wasn't unpleasant.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Audrey?
Well, I was kicking things out like a football, but
I love it.
I mean,
So I
you know,
presume, Audrey, you didn't pick them back up on your way.
no, hopefully not.
I love it. I love it.
I was not expecting that. Boop.
That was the best answer.
Yes. It was very difficult for me to get rid of things.
Okay. So, Carol, you'll have to watch this one and do the journey.
Yeah, I know. It sounds really interesting.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
And right before we went to the journey, we talked about Nikki's class,
Oh,
and she's almost ready.
Oh.
So she
I
gave us
can't
kind
wait,
of-
Nikki.
yeah.
She
I
gave
did.
us a little preview by connecting tarot with astrology in this
Yeah.
talk. Yeah,
Great.
I love
Wow.
I love it. Yeah. So this is one not to miss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
we're gonna have some fun.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Your
Now,
hair
what
looks.
did
You look
Huh?
beautiful with your hair like that, Mickey.
Oh, thank you.
I
That's
really
right.
like it like that.
Yeah.
That's okay. This is our family hairdo. All the
Really?
women in my family for 5 generations, this was a specific hairdo that we all wore.
I can tell. I can see why.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Really
you so
beautiful
much.
looking.
I haven't worn it like this in a very long time. I don't know what happened today that prompted me to do it, because I had a different thing in mind. And as I sat in front of the mirror, it was like being tapped from those of the other side. I was very
Sure.
aware that 3
Yeah.
generations on the other side, and then the 2 that are still here. But those other 3 were saying, "Hey, you've forgotten this. You've forgotten this." So
They wanted you to connect.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what today has been all about.
yeah, yeah. I was wide open as a channel today, and
Oh,
it
wow.
went on and on and on for hours.
Hmm.
That was weird. It was like, don't try to close this. We need to keep this open. It's okay.
Mhm.
Starting to learn how to function,
Well,
as a person in the house, but with all of this slightly muted in the background. It did quiet down, but I was aware that there was a very open connection. So I'm learning
That's
how
right.
to do that, how to function while you're wide open. So, okay.
I think you
Maybe-
did remarkable.
I think
Maybe-
so too.
Maybe your hairdo has an alternative purpose, which is to be an antenna.
yeah.
Yes. Well, that's what you're taught when you first lock up. When you start to have the locks put in, the elder people usually are the ones that are helping to twist those first locks. And you are told then to be very aware that these are antennae.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. People who have locks have a fit about you cutting them
Or touching them.
or touching them. Yeah. But I got so aware that was true. I mean, the first year that I had them, because then you're anxious to make it grow. Hurry up. I want the long kind. I remember seeing people with long ones, and I was like, because mine is like this. And I'm like, but I want them to hurry up and get heavy enough to come down,
Yeah.
But I really, really remember feeling them actually act like an antenna. So,
Wow.
It's great. I've grown into them.
You sure have. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is a stunning way to fix your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Like I
both
said,
so much.
you look very regal.
Oh dear. Well, my maiden name is King.
Nice.
That is amazing. Well,
All
I
right, well.
really enjoyed that journey today. But then I say that every time. You know, you
You
get better and
do.
better.
I want to say this is either 60 something, 66, 67. I don't even know. But yeah, we're getting up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yep, they're all
60
there.
something.
Yep.
It's
We've done
very
that
interesting that I went on the website on YouTube and went back to an extremely early one. And it was a very interesting experience. I needed what it was that day, and I couldn't figure out, well, why did this one come up? But then as it went on, I understood why. It just went with it, you know.
Just what you needed, huh?
We've been going through a lot of different things.
You know, I haven't redone one. They've all been different journeys. Like I don't know that they ever will repeat.
Well, it's interesting, Carol, because I was speaking about you in some of what I was saying and included you.
Thank you.
I was talking about all five of us and how powerful it is. And my astrological talk today was about the number 5 and why it's so important. That I'll explain more as we do the intro to tarot, but I held up 2 tarot cards, well, one in particular, and they are the 5 and the 6. And that's what I was talking about, how powerful we are as the spiritual 5 going forth. You know, we have our own particular power as a group. And then it's on each of us. We were being talked to like this by Sethian spirits today, who were telling us what we have to remember to do. So,
oh yeah,
have fun as you go through that, because there's a lot being aimed at you. You should be doing this, and you should be doing that.
I don't know. I do a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda. So I.
Oh yeah, that was our theme today.
Yeah.
absolutely.
But we were so very, very aware of your spirit. It was as if you were here with us. We could feel you, even though we weren't looking at you. And I really felt that.
Yeah. This today, I'm kind of. I feel like my energy is scattered in a lot of places today. But yet I feel very centered. So it's an interesting way to be. But this is the day that Sally passed last year. So so I feel very. I've had people get in touch with me that I never expected to get in touch with me today. I've had. You know, I decided to do the golf tournament. You know, and I wore the shorts she had bought me. So that I could keep her in mind, you know, the whole time. And it was, you know, so I appreciate you saying that, Mickey, and that you know, because I did feel like I was scattered, but I was in more places than one, but yet I was very centered.
Well, this is one of the places where you were, because we felt you. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
All the very best today. I'm sending you a lot of loving energy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you. Because, honey, at 1 year, I was not even half human. Trust me.
It
took me 4.5 years.
Our experiences were also very different. So, I mean, that probably is part of it. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you. I am.
Thank you.
Yeah. This was great. This was really cool.
Yeah, I'm so glad you jumped in, Carol, because it really makes a good finish.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
It feels complete.
Completed the circle.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
Yeah.
I sent that little note to Kate about Maddie, because honestly I thought, oh, they're done, or they're just about done. I might as well, not interfere. But yeah, and then when she did that, I thought, you know what, that's my invitation to go to go. So yeah.
Well, you will never be an interruption. You will always be an addition.
Well,
And
sometimes it's like, well, they're either over, or, if it's running over, are they at the end of the meditation? And, I mean, it's just, sometimes it feels like,
Yeah.
I get this big question mark of whether I should jump
Right.
in or not. I mean, I've only had to do it a couple of times, but,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
that was great.
Yep,
That was
okay.
great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I enjoyed seeing everybody.
I enjoy seeing everyone too.
I did. Yeah.
All right. I guess it's time to say goodbye.
All right.
We'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Would you put
Yeah.
that on?
Bye.